Hey, guys, what's up? Good, beautiful morning. How are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. See, this particular video, it's a very interesting one. I want all mothers, intending mothers, single mothers to gather here because this video is for all of us, even fathers, caregivers. If you are a caregiver, if you're a nanny, this video is for you. So please grab a popcorn, a cold Coke, sit down and let us discuss this because it is for all of us. This topic is for all of us. Okay, yeah, without much talking, let's dive right into the video. So guys, something happened. Was it 3 days ago? And I'm like, Otoma, why not film a video so that women, mothers, fathers who doesn't know about this will get to know about it. Now, it's about our children. A lot of people are ignorant about the development of our children, that they think they should be like their mates. Now, I want to ask you something. Are you like your mates? Do you know that a lot of your schoolmates, a lot of your high school mates are married to politicians? They are married to rich, wealthy men. A lot of them are even outside the country living large. A lot of them are business owners. You, what are you? What have you? What do you earn? So you don't have to compare any of your child with or to another child. Or maybe compare their age mates, or maybe compare them to their siblings. It's not good. If you've been a mother, a nanny, a father, a mother-in-law, a father-in-law, whoever you are, that you have been guilty of what I just said, please stop it. Stop it. You are not helping that child. Rather, you are gradually leading that child into hating himself, herself, and you. Days back, like I said, a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, that I will not be mentioning her name here because a lot of you might know her, called me. She first of all sent me a WhatsApp message, and then I read it. Let me open it because I know I still have it. Mama, please, I'm sorry. I know you watch this video and you'll be like, so Toma made a video with this thing. I'm sorry. I just have to, I have to say it so that other mothers who are going through the same thing will learn. Okay? I'm sorry. She said, good evening. Please, my husband is really giving me big emotional wahala. My second son is 1 year and 3 months. He has not started working. Every time, him and his parents won't allow me rest. The boy is still crawling, as if I am the one that is supposed to make him start working. I am so sick and tired of this. I am so sick and tired of this mental and emotional torture. Please, what do I do? She even said I shouldn't tell the husband. They are really close friends, like family friends. Like, I don't want to mention the relationship between she and herself and me, because if I do, so many of my subscribers might know whom I'm talking about. So I won't, but just know that I have her number, I have her husband's number. We are that close. Okay? So when she sent me this message, I replied her. I used myself as an example because after discussing with her, I now laid down and started digesting the whole discussion. And I'm like, so many people are not even patient, just like I and my husband. Now, Chukwebuka, my son, gave me a hard time. And he's still giving me a hard time. He is a child that is different from his siblings. His looks is different from his siblings. His character is different from his siblings. His behavior, if I still need to mention that, is different from his siblings. His actings, his doings, the way he eats, everything is totally different from his siblings. That initially, sometimes I begin to wonder, is he really my son? Was he changed during childbirth? But no, my elder sister was there when I gave birth to him. She was there when I pushed him out. She carried him immediately. So he is my son. God blessed me with him, regardless of all his odds, all his nonsense character behavior. I still love him because he's my son. Chukwebuka, now, my first son, Chikamso, grew teeth at a year, and in fact, all my children, because I think that, yeah, I was speaking with a YouTuber, Baby Links, I think, yeah, Baby Links, Blessing JJ on YouTube, and I was discussing with her about our child's growth. During the day, I was, during the period of dedication, I told her that we were going to dedicate on social dates, and I'm like, that was when Neil was sick. And then she asked me, am I sure he's not teething? And I said, I don't think so, because all my children start teething at a year and 2 months. Richard started teething at a year and 2 months. Rema, the same thing. Ebuka, the same thing. You get? So I don't think he's going to be different. She was like, are you sure? He might be different. And I'm like, I don't know. And since then we spoke, my boy haven't started teaching, so I think he still wants to follow the footsteps of his siblings. Now, what am I saying? Chikamso, that is Richard, he started working at 1 year. Rema started working at, let's say, a year and a month or thereabouts. Chukwebuka, my third child, my second son, my honey, he started working at a year and 7 months. Yes, I was patient with him. All my children do start their school at a year and 5 months. But he started schooling at 2 years and 2 months. Do you understand? So, I was patient with him. He's a son that, Ebuka is a son that, when he was still a toddler, when he was still when he was still a child, like when he was still a baby, you know, when you will place a baby in your lap and maybe you want to play with the baby, or maybe you place a baby on a table or on the bed and stand that baby up, he will not stand erect. Chukwebuka will bend, like he is always bending. Each time you stand him, he's always bending. And it gave me issues, it gave me a hard time. I and my husband, we started like, what could be the problem? We took him to a hospital. His spines are okay, his bones are fine, his joints are okay, but he was still bending. My mom prayed, my sister at Nelly's Glow prayed. We all, like, he was a problem. Like, he started walking it was just a miracle. Let me just put it that way. It was just a miracle. He started working at a year and 7 months with some weeks. Chukwebuka now cannot speak what you will hear clearly. There are some certain words he will say, and you will have to use the brain of an adult. You will have to digest it first before you will be able to understand what he's saying. One day, one of my subscribers asked me, why do I always hail Ebuka? And each time Ebuka brings that his behavior, and my mind flashes back at that question, I'll start laughing. He's my son. I'll hail him always because he is a handful. You cannot handle Ebuka because you don't have that patience too. My sisters cannot handle him because they don't have that patience too. It only takes someone who has extra patience to be able to handle Chukwebuka. He will start crying just without being beaten. Nothing will happen to him. Nothing will bite him. Nobody will flog him. Nobody will even talk to him. He will just start crying. Initially, when he starts behaving this way, I will flog him out of anger. But then, I started will I say, begin to become conversant with his behavior, that I now told myself, Otonwa, if you keep flogging this boy this way, you might lose him one day. If you keep behaving this way towards this boy, he might grow up hating you. He might grow up hating himself, hating the society around him. And that is not what I want for my child. I want him to grow up loving me as his mother. I want him to grow up loving himself. I want him to grow up loving the environment, the society that he found himself. Now, what I have decided, I am still gradually growing into being patient with him. Like, I am gradually being patient with him. Like, I'm still learning. And I want you to still learn if you have a child like that. Children grows differently. Children develops differently. You may see your child now, and the person that they gave birth to, like a mother that gave birth to his or her own child the same day, the same time you gave birth to your own child, you might see the boy start running at 9 months. The boy have started running, and your own is still sitting down. It is his own destiny. It is his own development menu. It is his own growing method. You cannot force it. Just love the child. Just be patient with that child. He will grow. If certainly medically and spiritually nothing is wrong with that child, he will grow. He or she will grow in his own time. They all have their times. When I gave birth to Chikamso, being my first son, my firstborn, when he hasn't started teething, I was like, why? 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. God, I was so worried that each time his temperature becomes high, I'll be happy that my son wants to teeth. But no, it wasn't teething. It was just a temperature. Then one day, my co-wife, she's late now, God bless her soul, she called me to order, if that's the word I should use. She called me and she was like, "Man, Toto, calm down. Calm down. See, we have children who start teething at the age of 1 year, at the age of 1 year and 2 months, 1 year and 3 months, a year. In our dialect, I don't know if I'm to say that it is the strongest teeth. You get? So, and she now said that some of my father-in-law's children grew that teeth, that they started teething at 1 year and some months. So I shouldn't worry myself. If my child gets up to 2 years and haven't started teething, then I should get worried. You understand? And then miraculously, at 1 year and a month, he started teething, and 2 months, he started teething. You understand? Then I gave birth to my daughter, Rema, the same thing. I gave birth to Ebuka, the same thing. Okay, let me tell you people one thing. There was a day, one Saturday morning, because every Saturday morning, if I'm not cooking, I might be in my room till 9, 10, and sometimes 11 a.m. in the morning. Then, that particular morning, all my children were in their room with Auntie Blessing, their big sister. So, they were in their room, and then suddenly, baby Neo started crying. You know, this cry with a hard voice. I knew there and then that something was wrong. Then before I could stand up, I started hearing, "Chukwu Ebuka, this person, Chukwu Ebuka, this person, Chukwu Ebuka." I rushed to their room and asked what the problem was. Now, Ebuka knew he did something wrong, but he still stood there to know what I would do. They now told me that their big sister, Blessing, was telling them a story, and then Chukwu Ebuka from nowhere just gave Neil a hot slap. And then I took him and I flogged him. I flogged him real hard. I did it for him to know that if he knew that what he did was wrong, that he shouldn't have done it, he would have run. Seeing me and seeing the siblings reporting him to me, he should have taken up to his heels. Then I will know that he knows that what he did was wrong. But he stood there looking at me to know what I would do. That was why I flogged him. I flogged him. Like, I flogged him to the extent that his siblings started begging me to leave him. I did it for him to know that what he did was wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, but in a case where maybe he would just start crying. He cries even in the midnight. for no just cause, for no reason. Just like that, he will start crying. Now, when he starts this behavior, I will call him, I will pamper him, I will beg him. In some cases, he will hear and keep quiet. In other cases, he will start shouting if you start begging him. I will just leave him. I will tell everybody, just leave him. When he's okay, he will stop. And that is it. When he has cried and feel that he's okay with the cry, he will close his mouth. In some cases, when he's okay with the cry, he might go to Blessing and say, auntie, and Blessing will not tell him sorry. Blessing will not start petting him. In some cases, he will come to me and say, mommy, I'm sure. Or maybe, mommy, I'm crying. And then he's telling you that for you to tell him sorry. And then I'll start petting him. And that is it. But my boy, Ebuka, whenever he's happy, when Chukwu Ebuka is happy, you will love him. In fact, you will even want to buy a full build, a house for him. That is just the way he is. So if you have a child that is like that, do not hate them. Do not always flog them. Do not show them hatred. Do not show them that they are worst. Do not make them feel that, or maybe believe that they are worse than their siblings, or maybe that is something that they are not doing right. Just be patient with that child. Pray for that child always. I see. Anytime I pray, I don't know. I grew this routine when he was still bending. That time he hasn't started working. That was when I grew the routine of always mentioning Ebuka in my prayers. I'm not saying that I don't mention all my children in my prayers, but you see Chukwu Ebuka, I always, because I want him to be a better version of himself. I want him to love himself, to love me, to grow in love. So mothers, please, this video is already long. I want you all to be patient with your children. All of them cannot be one. Just as their faces are different, so are their characters, so are their destinies, so are their problems. So please, if you are lucky enough to be able to get such a child, show him or her love. Show him or her patience. Always, most importantly, pray for that child. Talk to God about him. Use him as a topic whenever you are discussing with God. And of course, you will see changes. You will surely see changes. So please, if you're having a child who is giving you a hard time, either crawling, baby Neil is 6 months now, and he hasn't started sitting properly, I'm patient with him. If you sit him down, he will, after 20 minutes, he will fall down. He will even start crying to tell you that he's tired. His father used to say that he doesn't have strength, that he's not strong. That's no way, woman, that his siblings, that his friends will just be beating him anyhow. That is his life. Maybe he came for the soft life. He doesn't have strength for all this hustling and bustling. Maybe he's just that type that will go to school. He will be lucky enough to have a job, get a job immediately after uni, start his job, just go to work and come back. Soft life crew. That might be his destiny. You cannot start forcing him to be like Chikamso or maybe to be like Chukwu Ebuka. No, that is him. That is Neil. His name is Neil. God created him and gave him that destiny. So please, mothers, nannies, learn to be teachers. Learn to be careful. Learn to be patient. Learn to love kids, your children, the children you're being given to look after, your students. Learn to be patient and learn to love them. Learn to pray for them. I believe they will change. Of course, you will see the changes. I believe I've made my point. I think my phone is ringing. Yes, my phone is ringing. My husband is calling me. I'm going somewhere with hubby. I'm all dressed. So that is what I came here to talk to us about, okay? Just learn to love your child. Learn to pray for him. Be patient with that child. They will develop gradually in their own time. They will grow in their own time, okay? Thank you for watching. I do hope you found one or two from this video. I do hope you just picked something from this video. If you did, God bless you as he has blessed me. God, of course, you know God has blessed me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this video, and I'll see you again in another one. Mwah. I love you. Bye.